All right. So, doing a little video for the channel. And as usual, you guys know how some days I like to do the answering of people who have sent me messages, comments, etc. Also, I got a couple more Goliath miniatures that I will paint up as Thrall. So let's set them there. So I got a doozy of a list of comments from someone. I'll try not to go too hard on the God because it's obvious that they're mentally ill or just mentally retarded, maybe. But let's do this. All right, you can hear my mom in the background yelling across the house. Um, Still waiting for Hungar to get out of the hospital, but let's go to video comments and see what we got. Now, this guy did them all in numbers, so it's like I kind of want to see what all the numbers were. Okay. So, oh man, yeah, this guy is triggered. Oh my god, triggered. So I don't know. I need to find his first comments. Yeah, judging by the comment. So his first comment that I see is your comments about women are dumb. Can you bench 450? Well, one time I could do 350 easy. And I worked with a lot of guys who could do 450, no problem. And by a lot, I mean like on my crew of 6 men, like 3 of them, half, right? So the woman you're mentioning that can bench 450, what percentage of women would that be? 1%, maybe. Deadlift 750. That's like, isn't 750 deadlift? Isn't that like the female world record? Um, just because you want to bring this up, let's see. What is the male deadlift world record? Male deadlift. There it was. Duh. Yeah. Let's see. Eddie Hall. I think it's saying Eddie Hall had a deadlift of 1,102 pounds. So that means that Eddie Hall, and I'm not even sure if that's the champion, but Eddie Hall did deadlifted twice almost the amount that you are talking about a woman being able to do. Near. So the maximum strength in D&D for human, remember I play real D&D, AD&D and basic, so it's like an 18 or an 1800. Eddie Hall would be an 1800, right? 750 deadlift, that's probably not even 800, an 18 strength. So let's keep going. If women are so inferior, I never said they're inferior. I said that they weren't as strong. Old man. I am 50 something years old, but why can't you even do half the lifts these women can? I used to be able to, and it was easy for me to do. When I was in the Army and 21 years old, I could smoke it, all day, every day. There might have been 3 women on the planet stronger than I was, and I was an average fit man. So your entire argument falls apart. Don't mean you don't have women stronger than most men. No, you don't have women stronger than most men. Like the world champion female bodybuilder walked into a bar in New York and started challenging just randos to arm wrestling competitions and lost most of them. So, no, there are no women that are stronger than 99% of men on the planet. That's insane that you would believe that. That just goes to show that you have been 100% captured by propaganda. And when you have the historical record that shows Many examples of female warriors and generals, there's no historical record of that. That's all made up. Just because they buried a Viking woman with a spear and armor and shit like that doesn't mean she ever fought. It means she was noble and they buried her with those things. Also, generals, you mean like, I don't know, Boudica, who got the entire Celtic army killed with her stupidity? What other female great general would we be talking about? I mean, none come to mind because they didn't actually exist. And even if there was a great female general, how many great male generals are there? And even if there was a male female warrior or a female warrior, excuse me, how many male warriors are there? Right? I mean, for every Joan of Arc, there's a million male warriors that were better warriors than Joan of Arc. So again, this whole part of your argument is stupid. It's stupid. Uh, you are looking at women as a whole instead of paying attention to specifics of a particular woman. Yes, that was the whole thing. I was speaking in very broad, generalized terms because that's how biology works. Okay. You look at the average of a species. You don't look for that one mutant off in the corner that less than a percent, less than 0.01 of a percent that might be half as strong as the strongest man, but will never be as strongest man. There's no female out there that can beat a man in any category of weightlifting. Most of the time, the men almost double the women's results. This is just a fact. I knew the Confederate hat would not disappoint. Yeah, I love this Confederate hat. I'm wearing it just for you today. Never met a white man wearing a Confederate hat that wasn't a right wing loser. Actually, right wing winner, sir. We won by a huge margin. And left wingers, you group of people with anime freaking um, things in your profile. You guys lost. You lost by a whole lot. So don't be sore losers. Don't be sore losers. But yeah, everything you're saying under number 2 about women is wrong. 100% wrong. Let's see. So you got number 3. This is to 0070. Oh boy. I think we should put ability caps on Confederate white males from the South. Some of the greatest warriors to ever live on the North American continent were white men from the South? Do you know that most of the greatest generals throughout the history of this country were white men from the South? Patton, Nimitz, etc. So, I mean, you're just an idiot. This whole post is just stupidity. It's almost as if it's not right wing stats, you knucklehead. It's reality. So there is no right wing or left wing when it comes to the fact that men are better warriors, bigger and stronger, and more physically capable than women. That's not a right wing view. That's called biology. That's something that's been accepted by humanity for since the beginning of civilization. It's a fantasy, you say, Dorco. Well, if it's a fantasy, why are you so involved about it? I mean, you're the one that's super triggered about a fantasy, right? Okay, the terrain wizard says the hat tells us everything we need to know. Yeah, I honor my ancestors. I'm not going to be a douchebag and a male loathing whatever. Plus, I think the terrain wizard's British. So anyone who lives in a country where you can go to jail for posting maps and shit, or memes, I should say, who gives a shit about their opinion, right? I love how you say the minorities, even the way you say it sounds racist. Oh my God. El racismo. No one cares. Like the joke, I'm going to try to put all my past racisms behind me so that I can focus on future racisms. Yeah. I mean, you people are so predictable. Love listening to Out of Shape Neckbeard. So we're going to start with that, Out of Shape. I recently lost a lot of weight. I'm in a lot better shape. I mean, it's easy for you to say, since you're probably, based on your post, some soy boy, soft as shit, hanging out around a comic shop with your backpack on, smelling like cat piss. Give advice to D&D developers that have made the game. They didn't make the game more popular. COVID did. And right now, the only people who are really seriously playing 5e are people like you. Like actual real people don't play 5e. They play other games. A more diverse player base. I love that lie because the player base has always been diverse. Why aren't there a lot of black people playing the game? Well, go ask the elite gamer. He'll tell you. He's a black guy. He's got a whole video about it. Why aren't there tons of women playing the game? Because they got other shit they'd rather do. The fact of the matter is that role-playing games and war games are way, way, way more male-dominated and oriented than people like you would like to think. Boomers, you can't do with them besides wait for Father Time to work his magic. Well, first off, I'm not a boomer. I'm Gen X, which means I don't give a fuck what you're saying, except for the content that you provide. And secondly, we will all die, including you, Sonny Jim. And unlike you, when I die, I will smile at death. Because unlike you, I have a life full of accomplishments, and I have led a life that, if transcribed into a novel, would be an action novel. And maybe even people would want to make a movie out of it. But you, I don't know, what are your accomplishments other than getting triggered because I was talking shit about Chris Perkins? I mean, okay, you like playing Masters of Orion, and you think the new Curse of Strahd is good. So right there, it's pretty obvious you're an idiot. Let's play Skyrim. Oh my God. And you made okay, this could be what's going on. In Skyrim, you made a black character. So maybe you're a black dude. Maybe that's why the Confederate hat bothers you. I would just say to that, just so you know, Home Skillet, a lot of people, black people, fought for the South. And so did almost every Native American tribe. And one of the last units to surrender was the Cherokee Warriors. So, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, yeah, it sounds to me like you're a young punk. You don't know anything except the programming that you've received in school. And, this is just, this whole thing just triggered the shit out of you. So I find that to be hilarious. Let me go to the video. Let me stop it though. Because I know you're here because of me talking shit about Chris Perkins. Yeah, Dave Simpson's the worst. DM Bloodworth. He is the worst. Let's see if I missed. Getting caught, calling me a racist right off the bat. I'm going to have to go after the terrain wizard and look at his shit. -2 intelligence. See, this whole part here, you're literally so stupid that you're trying to say that someone like General Lee, who went on to, not only was he a professor at West Point, but went on to be a professor, I think, at the Citadel, wasn't as intelligent as you are. I mean, if you're a black guy, you do have to realize that the average IQ of sub-Saharan black people is 60, right? Oh, wait, that's, race realism there. So you won't like that. But I think we should put caps on old people like yourself. How dare you play a young man? I usually play a guy near my age, actually. But let's see. -4 strength. Dude, I can bench 250 pounds now. -4 dex. That's stupid as well. -4 con. I'm healthy as shit. Like, I never get sick. I mean, I would give myself average for a human, honestly. But what happened to my old streams? Dark Knight? I deleted them. Yeah, women are dumb. I love listening to Out of Shape. See, a lot of projection on that video. So let's go back. Let's go back to where we are. What are we at here? 60 minutes. That's enough. See, this is what you deal with. You see this hat? This is not, well, first it says Rebel on the back. I am from the South, and I hope the Commie Killer shirt bothers you too. And I have, in fact, deleted some of these people when I was in the Army. I am, in fact, from the South. This is not a racist flag to me at all. As a matter of fact, if you think this is racist, you probably must hate Outkast and Andre 3000, because in the Outkast video, Sorry Miss Jackson, Andre is wearing a Confederate flag belt buckle. So obviously he's a horrible racist too, right? And all the black men that fought for the South, obviously they're all horrible racists too, right? But I mainly got this because it's kind of like it's like a strainer, like anyone who is so stupid that seeing me wearing my right wing paraphernalia, my Orthodox cross and everything like that. If that runs them away from my webpage, then I would consider that to be good, because I don't need those kind of people around. I don't need them in my life, basically being full of shit. No one needs that. And, but when they do show up, I will, clap back at them and let them know that I think they're all mentally retarded. Probably, completely, as I said, captured by the modern mind virus, and not capable of rational thought. Like I said, the female you mentioned that could bench 450, I worked with a guy named Tommy that could bench 450. He was an average guy at the fire department. He could bench 450. I mean, so I don't know what you think men are or what kind of men you hang out with. But yeah, I think my best weight when I was in the Army was around 350 for benching. And I forget what it might have been for a deadlift or squats. But it was way up there because I worked out all the time. Now you like to point out that I'm old. Well, I'm old. It happens when you live life. And one thing about being older is that I know way more about shit than you do because of experience. See, I've experienced a lot more than you have. And therefore, I am what you would say wiser than you are. So you coming at me, that was an unwise thing for you to do, because now I've had to come back at you and show you how dumb you are. And also this weird scale you're using where, since one woman can bench 600 pounds, well, obviously then all women are equal to men physically everywhere in the world, right? And then to say, oh, well, it's a fantasy. If it's just a fantasy, why are you triggered about my opinion? And also, I won't give you any opinions on how to run 5e because 5e sucks. It's for people who can't play actual D&D. That's what 5e is. if you are so lame that you can't actually play real D&D, like AD&D or Moldvay Cook, or even old school Central, Labyrinth Lord, something like that, then you play 5e, because you lack the intelligence to play the older versions of the game, which did not have to be simplified for new users. They were made for people who were intelligent. Yeah. So, but I understand why you're mad. I mean, I saw your thing, and yeah. Um, if you go to my Twitter X page, you'll see I posted the map of the average IQs of people all around the world. Go check that out, and then tell me about white Southern men. Also, just one last point, because you brought it up and you were so whatever about it. Now, I served in the United States Army, but during the Civil War, those Southern white men that you're insulting inflicted almost twice as many casualties on the Yankees as they took. So, right there, that shows you that the Southern men were just better soldiers. I mean, that's observable. During the Revolutionary War, when the English were whipping the shit out of the Northerners, they came down to Carolina and got their asses wrecked and driven all the way back up north. Again, Southern men. So I don't know what your problem is with white Southern men, except maybe you're intimidated because you know that you're inferior and have nothing really to offer or compete with one of us. But I would say don't worry about it. Worry about yourself. You'll be fine. That said, though, I'm ending it. Peace and love, everyone else. And to 007, whatever, oh no, get fucked. I mean, I've wasted 20 minutes on you because it was fun, but you're not actually worth it. So this is for me. Plus, other people are going to see this video and be like, oh shit, James went off. And they're going to enjoy it because, yeah, your 12 followers versus my 4,000 kind of says what's up. Even though it's low blow to say that, but yeah.